Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Twisted 2024 Championship tonight, where we're going to have a few teams and a few solos out there to try to get as many probes into a tornado as possible. I'll be joined by Don't Spill the Tofu off of YouTube, another fellow creator on the platform and a Twisted creator at that. Right now, the Chasers are getting warmed up, getting in their positions and talking to each other right now. And we are going to have the Boomsters. They'll be in the blue trucks, and that is going to be Jimmy and Kim. And then we have the Ice Cream Chasers over here. You can see them getting set up in the white trucks, and those are going to be Wolf, Mark, and John. So you can see they've got their trucks ready to go over here. Chevy 454s with the mezzanette, and they've got hail guards on those. And the professionals will be in the black trucks if Jerry can make it, but Landon will be in there, and Landon is a real-life storm chaser. So that will be a lot of fun. And then in the red truck, we'll have Mike Honcho. And then in the purple truck over there, that is Jacques right there in the purple truck. And then Aaron will be in the green truck, and Hunter Brain Gap will be in the yellow truck. So this is going to be down to a few rules, and we're going to go over those rules here in just a moment, so it makes more sense to everybody here, and we're all on the same page. Storms will be firing in the next few hours in-game, so not very long at all we have left to go. But let's talk about the rules. Number one, only allowed to drive that Chevy 454. It is the starting truck you get in Twisted. It is the slower vehicle, but it is a tried and true method of getting those intercepts done, and to make it much more fair, everybody will be in the 454. They'll be locking those vehicles to prevent any accidental kidnappings while intercepting. They're only allowed one probe per player. Only one intercept will be happening there. So one intercept will be wind speed over 65 miles per hour on that probe, and that will equal 1 point. If you're on a team, each probe intercept counts as a point. So if we have teams of 3, like Wolf, Mark, and John there, they could have a maximum of 3 points while intercepting a tornado. 1 death will equal a point lost. If they die 3 times, they will be eliminated from the competition. However, there's a caveat to the intercept, and if you get an intercept over 65 miles per hour, 1 probe with wind speeds over 190 miles per hour, if they're on the right tornado, that will equal a point as well. The competition will take place over 2 days in-game. That's 2 hours here tonight, and that's going to be the most points possible. If a team's tied at the end, we'll go into sudden death on the 3rd day, and the first intercept will win the entire prize. And let's talk about that prize. It'll be a $100 cash prize to the winning team, and the team that wins, if they are multiple people, that will be divvied out to them. So we've talked about some people to watch. I think, in my personal opinion, the ones to watch are going to be Mike Honcho in that red truck, and you'll notice he's not here at Truckies at all. He's already on his own game plan where he wants to be located.
Right now, we are under a slight risk. We have a temperature of 79 degrees, a cape of 2,262. The 0 to 3 kilometer lapse rate is at 8.2, with the 3 to 6 at 6.6. Dew point's at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. 3 cape is at 127,000. Whoa, no, that's way too high. 127, my fault. The precipitable water level is at 0.8 inches, so we shouldn't have that much rain. These should be relatively low precipitation storms. Our SRH is down at 183. Our surface humidity is at 52, and the humidity at the 700 to 500 millibar level is at 36. Overall, it's not that bad. This is a good risk to start off on. It's going to be nice photogenic tornadoes. Would be pretty nice to capture.
And having a look at that HOTA there, we can see that we're going to have storm motion at 47 miles per hour to the northeast, and it even has a little bit of a hook on the HOTA, and I don't see any veer back happening there at all. Yep, right over Hibbing, and we know these storms are moving northeast, so that rotation's probably going to be located around Lower 3 Mile Lake and maybe just north of there at 63. Interesting take here. Have a look at this. The professionals, I don't see them yet, but the Ice Cream Chasers in the white, all 3 of them, nose to nose right here in Prior Lake, facing north, expecting that storm to hit Prior Lake. And I think that they are in a pretty good place right now if that were to occur.
Yeah. Looks like the wall cloud's starting to form a little bit. If you look towards like the hipping area, kind of, you can look up and see it's starting to produce right there.
Okay, so this looks like this is actually going to form a meso way further west than we thought. Because, yeah, you can see the inflow band right now. You can see the tail cloud starting to form on this. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. If the ice cream chasers start moving, I would imagine they would start moving by now. And it looks like they're all going north. We got the ice cream chasers right now going north. You got Honcho in the red truck going north. And in the green, Aaron, all taking the 15 north. Sirens are going off in Prior Lake right now.
Tornado, actually. A little funnel's kind of dropping down. This wall cloud's actually pretty embedded within the storm.
Yeah, it's got a very high base on it, which makes sense from what we saw. But have a look down south. You've got another storm firing, which could actually end up killing this tornado in the long run. But this thing is really trying to come down in the Trent area right now and moving north. And I think that's why a lot of those chasers are going north. And they're going to go 15 and probably the 10, I would imagine.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a touchdown. There's no visible dust, but oh nope, that's a touchdown, all right.
Oh yeah, that thing is on the ground.
It's heading right over Trent. You might see some destruction here in a second. Some of the chasers, they're continuing to push north. None of them are taking the risky route through Trent, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, they didn't want to go on those gravel roads. Those gravel roads will slow you down, and you know when you're in the 454, you're already kind of at a disadvantage. That is, and this tornado's already starting to move more east than north, and we have power flashes. Oh yeah, power flashes in Trent, and this might be interesting to see if some of these guys are going to drop south on the 15, or they're going to just stick to their guns where it's at right now. But this thing is tracking way more east than it is to the north, and I think they were expecting it to go north.
Yeah, one of the things you got to look out for within the new 1.20 update is how deviant tornadoes are now. They can change their path on a dime, and that's something that will mess up any chaser who's not careful.
Yeah, and it's got a big dust cloud on it. Have a look here. We got one in the blue truck here. This is the Boomsters getting right in front of this thing, right on the 15, and I think they're going to try to deploy on it.
They got some probes. They got to get out of here. Some debris flying around their truck. This is not looking good for them. They got to turn around and start moving. Some of the white trucks here, they got some probes down too. Are they going to ride it out? Let's see.
I don't know. The probes that right here where the white trucks drop down, the ice cream chasers, it looks like they might have a hit right here. I think it's going to be a direct hit on one of their probes. I think they have one down right now that we can see.
Oh, wow. Okay, they're all just kind of backing up and trying to flee so they don't get picked up by the tornado themselves.
Yeah, I believe the Boomsters that dropped both of their probes were too far to the south, so sadly, that tornado making that turn to the north is going to make that a lot more difficult for that team right there, as they are not going to accrue any points on this, but it looks like the ice cream chasers got a direct hit on one of their probes at least here. And I only see one probe down on the ground, so... Oh, there's two here.
I think I saw about 3, so we'll see the results of that.
That would make sense since all 3 of them, and you know what they might be doing? They might be trying something different here and going with the 3 abreast on those probes to try to get maximum coverage as possible. I think that's what we were seeing there.
The yellow TVS and the couplet does seem to be weakening quite a bit, so we'll see how this goes.
And we're talking about a TVS, the tornadic vortex signature there. And what wind speeds are you estimating in that? Looks like one of the ice cream chasers got spun around there, and they're getting back north as far as I can tell. Everybody is on this road. I believe we're still on the 15 here. Yeah, that tornado's moving to the north, and I think that they are happy with what they got on there, but it looks like a lot of these chasers are starting to bail on this tornado, and they're going to go south for that storm. Yeah, and all of the ice cream chasers are taking the 15 south. You can see them down there on the left-hand side, and it looks like they're going to kind of just be stopped right to the northeast there of Prior Lake itself.
Just south of Prior, we have 2 people from the white truck group. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names, man. Ice cream chasers.
Yep.
They are kind of chilling south of Prior Lake, waiting for this Starbuck tornado to come to them. And speaking of that, it has started to drop down slowly, so we may see another touchdown very shortly.
Yeah, I am seeing that that funnel from here. It looks like one of the Ice Cream Chasers are making that move to the south, and I think the other one's going to go with them. I only see 2 of them right now. I don't know where the third is. Maybe the third one taking a different strategy. Maybe one of them stayed with that northern tornado. It's still on the ground. Nope, it just roped out, and it is finished. So it'll be interesting to see if that happened. But one is going to take the Prior Lake outer road around the lake there, and they're going to head to the west. But this one here is going to take, I believe we're going to be coming up on 71 here.
Yeah. Looks like some of the Ice Cream Chasers are splitting up. One's taking the northern part of the little part of the lake, and the other one's taking the southern. Hopefully, this is a good plan. So they have several different distances to reach probes. That's actually pretty smart right there. Poncho has dropped the probe down and is in the path right now. Oh, this might be a direct hit on their probe. Yes, it is.
They're really trying to judge this track of the tornado, and the tornado's going more north now.
Yeah, it's very, very shifty again. You got to be careful with that. Oh, my fault. It looks like another storm is starting to pop off to the east. You can see some more stuff spawning, so we might have a third tornado pretty soon.
This is actually a pretty decent day for what we're seeing here. And this Ice Cream Chaser right here is in the path, dropping a probe right here. We're going to see if they're going to try to get a hit on that one. And this probe on the Ice Cream Chasers was no good. The tornado shifted to the east. So they are not too happy about that. That's going to be one of them. I think that's going to be Mark there in this truck trying to pick his probe back up, which he just did. And that tornado is still on the ground, and it's moving right for Prior Lake.
The Boomsters are also taking the same probe. They're all sitting at that little intersection waiting for the tornado to head towards them.
Now we got one of the Ice Cream Chasers here. Wolf right here, a very experienced chaser when it comes to Twisted right here. Been playing a very long time. Putting that probe down. Here's the tornado moving a little bit more to the west. He's going to try to bail and just kind of hope, but it looks like that tornado is making a turn to the west, more so than it was just a minute ago going east. So that will not work out for Wolf at all. It looks like we have that blue truck there of the Boomsters getting in position, but I think it's too late. They're dropping that probe, and it's not going to happen.
Oh.
That tornado's finished. Everybody seems to be playing Prior Lake, and there's one that was over there in the Trent area, just to the west of Trent, near the Hail Core, from what I could tell.
Yeah. This new storm, that tornado is definitely in the radar dead zone.
Yeah, and I don't see any chasers coming down this far south, and this is a tough area here because it's out of the radar range.
I remember one of the most dangerous places to chase into, especially of a long-tracked violent tornado, which our thermodynamics aren't primed for anything long-tracked and violent. However, we still have these pretty solid tornadoes here.
And that sun going down, this changes up the entire game, and the reason why is because night chasing, you have to rely so heavily on that radar. You have to rely so heavily on your navigator, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We do have teams that are driving, and they have a navigator in that position, and they're looking at that radar. They're looking at the roads. They're making those decisions where they need to go, trying to decide what storm they need to stay on that's going to, produce a tornado. And all of those factors matter, but when we have the sun come down, things get a lot more difficult. You have to go off that radar data, and it's usually old, and it's usually incorrect. We're seeing some CG coming out of this storm here. This is the one off, I believe, this is our tornado warn cell we were looking at, or the one that we think is going to produce down here in way down south. Well, there's 3 supercells currently over the map. We've got the southern one. We've got one to the west, which could recycle and produce. And then that one to the north that just roped out. But yeah, very hard to see what's actually happening here. I think we have ourselves a funnel. We do. We have a funnel on the southern storm.
We have a couplet on radar now with TVS right over Viroka. Doesn't seem like there's any chase. Actually, no, Wolf is just west of this tornado, and it's heading northeast. Kind of riding along the dead zone there.
Yeah, and that's a green tornado there. That TBS telling us that it's on the ground hitting Viroqua now, and Wolf is trying to get in position of that. But it's going to be really hard road options-wise. He can hook slice here and then go north on the 13. I think that's the only option he really has.
The northern tornado cycled for a third time, and now we have an orange TVS, a pretty decent couplet heading right for Andrusia, and it's right next to Chandler.
Oh, yeah, that one way up there. Yeah, and there's no chasers on that storm. That would have been a really good one to follow. All right, folks, first day is done, and it didn't look very promising as far as the thermodynamics coming up, so we're going to try to reroll and get a better amount for us here. So currently right now, the way it stands is we've got the Boomsters with 2, Ice Cream Chasers with 2, then we have Mike Honcho with 2, Jacques got 1, Aaron's got 1, and that is everybody so far. Everybody else is at 0. We're on a moderate risk day right now. We got a temperature of 67 degrees. Cape is looking at 2,037. Not a lot of cape there, but it's enough to get tornadoes going. That's for certain because we got a 0.3 kilometer lapse rate at 8.4, which is looking really good. PWatt, going to see a lot of rain out of these cells, so 1.2 inches there. Surface relative humidity, 45%. Dew point at 45. Not looking the greatest there. 3 cape, 120 joules per kilogram. That's not too bad. And 3 to 6 kilometer lapse rate of 6.9. The helicity is at 421 meters squared per second squared. So the 421 is looking pretty darn good there. 7 to 500 millibar relative humidity, just not enough there to keep these things long tracking at all. But we got significant of 4 and a violent of 1. So we might actually see some decent tornadoes. Silver Nixus, so you got Kim and you got Jimmy there. Boomsicle right here. And they're kind of just sitting here stationary in Prior Lake, probably just gonna sit here and wait and see what happens. These things are shifty, and that's the thing with 1.21, the new version. The challenge has risen immensely since 1.20, and these tornadoes shift around and the cells themselves, and you gotta wait till the last minute before you bail on the tornado to try to line it up just right for a probe intercept. You've heard us say recycle. These storms will recycle, and you'll actually see the meso. That is actually modeled. You'll see the meso change from where it was, and sometimes it can go further north, further east in the storm, and that can produce another tornado. And a lot of these guys are hoping we're going to see long track tornadoes because the longer the track, the easier it is to get in front of it and put a probe down. But it comes down to those that are making those decisions. Hey, do we want to be aggressive? Do we want to get that probe down on the tornado the moment it touches down? Because they're not going for money when it comes to the intercepts for as far as their probes go. They just want to get that wind speed above the 85 miles per hour, or 65, I think.
Yeah, 65.
Yeah,
That's
65.
when you're starting money.
Yeah, so above 65, and you want to drop that probe right when that thing's on the ground and kind of take advantage of it being on the ground, because some of these are, we've seen in the last storms that they don't stick around forever.
It looks like the supercell has matured. We have a hook directly over Briar Lake, as you said. Like, it couldn't be any more direct. Textbook supercell on radar. It couldn't get any better than this.
And it looks like it's going to be an east mover from what we can see here. And what's the storm motion today?
Storm motion is directly east almost. Actually, oh no, I wouldn't say directly. It's more like close enough to east, but it's like very dipping south slightly.
And we can see Jacques is on the move, heading out east on the 41 towards Truckies right now. Going to get ahead of this hook. I think he's in the best spot right now. We got the ice cream chasers doing something different here. You got Wolf and you got Mark together there in Helma heading out east on 41, but looks like John's going to take the north approach in Core Punch up onto 10 and try to get ahead of this thing. And right now we can see we got the Boomsters heading south right now, and Landon right behind them getting on 33 to get south of this storm as well. I think they had chose a target a little more north, thought that the storms might fire a little further north than they are here, and they're trying to get on it right now.
Already a funnel is on the pier. These storms are actually forming really fast. Looks like some of the ice cream chasers are actually a big convergence here. What do you got? We got
a lot of chaser convergence happening right there. Yeah, you got ice cream chasers. You got Aaron there in the green truck, and then in the purple you got Jacques. And here is Mike Honcho. Move out of the way. He knows what he's doing. He's going to take 41 all the way further to the east. He's like, I don't know what you guys are pulling over for. I know I got to get ahead of this thing.
All right, everyone's trying to make their plan and head east now. Let's see what roads people take, because there's a couple options up ahead. But you have to keep in mind, we have the river. And the river is a very challenging spot on this map because there's only a few ways to pass, so you don't want to get stuck right around the river, else you're going to miss an intercept opportunity.
And these guys are in position right now. If this tornado drops down, it's going to be just to our west, southwest. And I think a lot of these guys think it's going to be this intersection right here.
Yeah. I'm weighing their options. Some of the ice cream chasers, they're going to keep pushing east. Mike is kind of chilling at this intersection here. Let's see what he's doing.
And that tornado's on the ground. It's got a debris field on it. Mike taking a southern approach. I think he thinks this thing's going to go way more east than north. And this might be the right call. One of the ice cream chasers turning around and going to follow suit right behind him. And here comes Jacques. Says, hey, that sounds like a good idea. Let's get south on this thing and try to get a probe in it.
Like, Aaron is also in the green truck, also coming to follow them. Let's see if he makes a turn here. Yes,
Beautiful
he does.
shot
This
right
seems
there.
like the prime place. Looks like a barn might be in danger. So he might be heading towards that right now. It seems like also rain rapids is occurring with this tornado as he got closer. Starting to see some rain. Also, speaking of that, you got to be careful of some hydroplaning if you're driving really fast in the rain. Don't want to get screwed up by that and have your car spin out. That would suck.
And looks like Honcho's going to put a probe down here, and so is Jacques. And here is Aaron getting to the party a little late, and Ice Cream Chaser's going with the more southern approach, hoping that tornado's going to turn a little more east.
And one of the ice cream chasers hopped out of the car for a second to take a look, and seemed like they have decided the tornado's heading more south, kind of weighing options.
And it's really hard to say what it's doing when you have it's not fully condensed. We just have that debris field on the ground, and it looks pretty violent.
Yeah, I hear a roar actually from where I'm at. I'm pretty close to where all the vehicles are at, so they got to get out of here because a roar means a tornado is violent. There's strong winds.
Yeah, and Honcho now he picked his probe up and he went further south and dropped it. Ice Cream Chasers with a little further south than that one. I think it's going to miss maybe both of these. It's hard to say. I know the wind field is swallowing it up. I think it went a little more north there and it got the Ice Cream Chasers probe there, but I don't know about Honcho. I think he might have been too far to the north.
It's a matter of, I'm going to go to the other side of the river and see if anyone's trying to have any intercepts here with their probes. Looks like I don't see any. Oh, actually, one of the Ice Cream Chasers truck has gotten a substantial lead out front here. It's the only vehicle I can see at the moment.
I see a couple probes, and I think, honestly, I think Aaron just got a point by dropping his probe. It was a little further south than the Ice Cream Chasers on this road, and he's coming back to retrieve it right now. But I think that was a direct hit for him. We do have one that's way out here, waiting for it to come closer to them, and it is one of the Ice Cream Chasers.
They might be in danger, I'll be honest with you.
I don't think they realize how violent this tornado has turned, but they're in the direct path of it right now. It's moving their way. They're going to have to make a decision.
These are ripping around the circulation, so Wolf has dropped his probe, and he's starting to move out of the way.
Yep, he's going with that spot right there. Yeah, we can see that probe on the ground, and that tornado is moving towards it. It's not a bad choice, honestly. It's fully condensed on the ground now with multi-vortices. Very violent tornado, and you can't mess around like you said. He's going to have to drop it and just run for his life.
Yeah, especially in a vehicle like the Chevy 4x4. That thing is pretty slow. It's not going to treat you well at all, so... Looks like the tornado is fully condensed. Now it's on the ground. This probe might get hit. We'll see. Seems like the tornado has shifted a bit more north, though. Yeah,
I'm seeing it going a little bit more north than what they were expecting out of it. But, man, the wind field is massive. And if he gets wind speeds over 85 or 65, that's going to be still counted as an intercept. And those outer winds could have done it. But if he was a little further north, he might have been able to possibly even get 190. And here's Wolf on his way to retrieve that probe. We'll see what they ended up getting here. We've already got somebody coming into Prior Lake right now, into the city limits. It's one of the Ice Cream Chasers. They made that decision. I'm going to bail on that storm. We're going after this one to the south. We thought somebody was going to do it, and here they are right now. We're going to see who this is. This one appears to be... I think we got Mark. Yeah, we got Mark right now. Going south on the 15. Try again on this tornado. One of them just lost control, hydroplaned, and spun the truck out. They're trying to get it gathered back up. And I think they're going to have a chat with their fellow chaser here and decide whether or not this is the right storm for them. So that's going to be Mark and John right here having a conversation about what they should do as that tornado is now, that storm is now matured into a full supercell. And if it's going east, they're going to have to get further south than this because right now they're just kind of hanging out in the hail core.
2 of the ice cream chasers heading towards on I don't even remember the name. I just call it like the diagonal road because it's
71,
like
I think, right?
Yeah. Looks like we got, let's see here, we got
one of them stopping right now. They're turning around. They're going to go back south. I think they want to get on that tornado before the others.
Yeah, probably a smart idea. Bang out as many points as it can. But again, it's kind of risky with how strong these tornadoes can get and how quickly they could. Oh, looks like we have a touchdown right now. We got some dust clouds
right here in the field. Right in the field, and yeah, we're getting obscured by rain already, even on the south side. So that RFD is wrapping around and throwing this rain our way. Let me get a little further north here so we can get a better view of it. But yeah, it's definitely on the ground. Not fully condensed, but it's on the ground. And it is moving right towards some of these chasers that went on 33 here. One of the ice cream chasers is in position. They just need to get a little... No, sorry, that's not ice cream chaser. That's Aaron there in the green truck trying to get south. I think he's going to be too far north for an intercept.
One of these ice cream chasers are cutting it really, really close, trying to go on the highway on-ramp. Oh, both of them are. This is very dangerous, but they must be trusting of...
Oh, yeah, I see him right now. Here they come. We got Aaron's dropping his probe right there. Yep. Ice cream chaser's like, get out of the way. I don't know if this is going to work out. It's going to engulf him.
Oh, I hear the winds. Some trees are falling down. They're backing up. Hopefully it's enough. Backing up, backing up, backing up. Looks like they made it out of the circulation. Just like multi-vortex. Yeah, they made that just in time. Must have a really tight wind core on there, too.
I think that one of the ice cream chasers is still sitting there and just picked up. I think that right there was John. And I think that he might have got an intercept on that, but it looked like Aaron got a point on that one as well. Yep, I can see one of the ice cream chasers already getting south on the side roads. Look at this, and look at their strategy. They've got both roads covered. One is on the first road next to the river here. And then the other one is on the next road to the east.
You got 2 ice cream chasers and someone from the professionals on the other side of the river, and they are trying to get intercept opportunities there.
Oh, yeah, I see one of them right there. That's Landon right there in the black truck.
Yep.
Trying to get east of this storm right now. But here comes that tornado, and looks like one of the ice cream chasers is in position for this.
They got to act really fast because of how fast it's moving and how violent it is. Looks like the tornado might be pushing kind of more like south, so we'll see if this probe is good.
Yep, he's dropping the probe down, and he's running for his life right now. And this is on a dirt road, so he does not have full speed on that, but it looks like he's going to get out of it just in time.
Just on multi-vortex, seems like the probe looks to be good. It looks like it might be a direct hit.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it's multi-vortex, yeah, but I think that was definitely a direct hit. And over here, here's everybody on this road getting in position for this one.
A big chase of convergence right here. Yeah, it's pretty much everyone.
Everybody's here on this road. This is the next best option for them. And looks like Jacques hopping out in his yellow rain suit, putting that probe down. Everybody putting probes down right in the path of this thing. Remember, it could shift on them. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, looks like we might have several good probe hits. It's matters. Let's see if these guys can make it out in time. Oh, Mike
in a bad spot right now.
God. Oh, no.
Not looking good at all. He's trying to back out of that thing. He dropped it down. I'm in the tornado, so I can't even see him.
Yeah, I am too.
Have to wait for it to pass.
Just in time.
Just in time, backed out.
Must have weakened substantially if they even want to try that.
And one of the ice creams are going east.
Another storm is forming to the west of this one. Yeah, so may have a tornado. Actually, might follow a very similar path too, because it formed in the same spot as this storm did.
And the sirens are going off here as well. I think that was a really good probe placement for a lot of these guys. They were right there in the right spot, but you know what? That's a long track tornado with a wide wind field on it.
This one multi again. Someone's gonna try their luck. Let's see what this is. Another one of the ice cream chasers. Trying their luck to get ahead.
Yeah, I see one backing up right now, trying to get out. That's Aaron there in the green truck, backing out of that. I think he tried to get a probe in that tornado right there.
Yeah. And we're also heading towards nighttime now, so things would be an even greater challenge for everyone. It's gonna be dark, especially with the much more rain and rain wrap. You're not gonna see the tornado until last second or until lightning lights it up. So they gotta pick and choose their routes carefully.
Yeah, so look at one of the ice cream chasers going for this tornado one more time. Although I don't know if it's on the ground anymore. It might be roping out here. It's hard to say because of the lighting.
Yeah. Looks like it roped out because no dust circulation at the base now.
See, everybody right now is going through Viroqua, and they're going to be going probably north on the 33 if they want to get on that north storm. It's going to be interesting to see who chooses the north storm versus the south storm at night. This is gonna mean everything. And it looks like Honcho is going to the north, taking that north turn on 33 off of 71. And we'll see. Yep, Aaron's going to follow suit. And we'll see if John, part of the ice cream chasers, is going to go to the north storm. This might have been a decision by the ice cream chasers to go, hey, how about one of you, which we got Wolf, the most experienced on that team. And we got the Boomsters as well heading on that south storm. You know, you can go off of the lightning to have a look at where the location of the tornado is. But these guys here, they're going north, and it's going to be interesting to see where Jacques goes.
I teleported myself to Hazleton. The sirens are going off, and we have a pretty large tornado forming here.
Sirens going off in Hazleton. There's the tornado, ominously looking in the distance here, near Siriway and the water tower. It's moving right for us.
Might have a wedge or a cone wedge or something like that. Hard to tell. So we'll wait for the power flash.
Oh, it's a giant wedge. Giant wedge. Oh. We just saw it. And here is Honcho and Aaron trying to get on this tornado. They know this is the one to be on right now. The Southern Storm, not sure if it's doing anything for them. Looks like a lot of these guys have bailed on that one.
Ooh, looks like the people down south have gotten a direct impact. Silver, and I can't see the other username there, through radar.
Oh, yeah, that's the Boomsters right there.
Them. Yeah, they had something go directly over them.
Oh, did they just get thrown?
Lofted.
I think they got lofted. Yeah, because they were on that road, and now they just got flung to the east off the road. That might have been what happened.
Take a look at the coupler on the Hazleton Storm. There's now a little bit of blue bits on there, so that kind of just intensified.
Oh, yeah, that's a heck of a tornado. And look at Aaron and Honcho getting in position.
Ball there, too.
Yep, there it is right there.
Yeah,
more power flashes on that. A mean-looking tornado. And then Ice Cream Chasers off to the east of it on 72, trying to get in the path. But, man, Honcho really going for this one.
A couple more power flashes. It's impacting more structures. There is no grasp for debris, but this is insane.
I think Honcho's going to get a hit. If he's dropping a probe right there in 10 strike and getting the hell out of there, he's going to get an impact. Oh, it's on top of him. Did he just get thrown? I think he just got thrown.
Can't see much. You see power flash, so I don't see any vehicles.
It's possible. We'll find out in the next update here. Oh, no, I think he's just on that outer road. Honcho is.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think he's going to try to get another intercept on this thing. I think it showed up a little earlier than he was expecting it to.
Yeah, the thing is moving pretty fast, too. I'm trying to keep up with it.
Honcho had the right idea. Get there, while it's there. He knows it's not going to last forever. And these guys that played it safe on the northeast side, like Aaron and Mark there, they ended up kind of losing out on that tornado.
Yeah.
And these are the final storms of the night of the competition. If we have a tie at all, then we will go into sudden death on the final day. But as of right now, it's kind of anybody's guess. This was kind of a mess of a day. So there you go. Ice Cream Chasers taking the win with 7 intercepts. And that was because you had 3 people on your team. And tell us a little bit about what your strategy was going into it and how you guys communicated to get it done.
So originally, day one, we definitely struggled for sure. Unfortunately, myself and Mark were only able to get the 2 just barely on the northern prior storm. Though John's play was good. It was a good attempt on the 33. It was just that storm was just moving way too fast for him to get one. And then once day 2 came around, we pretty much stayed together for most of it at first, and then we decided it was time to split up. Myself and Mark, we chose, obviously, we were by Baroqua, and there were the 2 roads that parallel.
Yeah,
so
that was
that's
that multi-vortex tornado that actually was a long track tornado. It was probably one of the longest track tornadoes we saw, besides that north storm on day 1.
Yes. So yeah, I was on the second road option while Mark was on the first. I was guiding him because he couldn't see very well, so I was giving him a few pointers here and there of where he should be, and that's what also got him that point for sure.
Well, in second place, you hear it right there. You heard his voice. That is Mr. Mike Honcho coming in with 6 intercepts as a solo team.
That's awesome.
Out there. And you were my pick to win. I was like, you've got the most. You don't have the most experience compared to the Ice Cream Chasers, because you got Wolf in there, and he's been playing this a very long time. But your decisions and your skills in getting on the right storms definitely showed, and that was the reason why you're able to get 6 intercepts, coming in second right there. So tell us about your first day chase and the second day chase and what your strategy was.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really, I knew that it was, being a solo, like you said, it was all going to be decision making and picking the right storms, just like we just talked about. Like, should have stayed on that first storm the first day. That thing recycled, dropped so many times. We could have got so many points off that. We chose to go south, and we picked the storm. We did get on it and got an intercept, the second intercept, but we probably could have had 4 points on day 1, which would have been, a huge change. Day 2, I was kind of similar thought process as the other teams, minus the Ice Cream Chasers were, they were kind of separating, which they really good communication there. That was great to see that. I actually stayed on the one storm that continued all the way southeast to, I can't think of the name of the town because I'm not on the map anymore.
To Peshtigo?
Yeah, so I got one more intercept there all the way at the southeastern part, and then left to go to that new storm to the north, and that was where I got my final intercept. Completely in the dark. I knew it was coming. I saw the power flashes. I'm like, I know I got to drop it here and get away. Luckily, I feel like if that would have stayed intense, I probably would have died. I would have got flung, but it weakened just enough to get an intercept. But before it roped out, I was able to get the intercept. So that was my last point for the night.
Well, congratulations. 6 intercepts as a solo team is absolutely insane. We're going to move to the third place. That was the Boomsters with 4 intercepts total. That's Jimmy and Kim there in the blue trucks we saw tonight. And tell us about your chase and what you had strategy-wise going into this. And who was the navigator?
It was me. I was the navigator. Yep, she was driving. But yeah, the first tornado we got right about Prairie Lake. We almost drove right into it. It was so close. And then, yeah. I don't know. Kim, you got anything?
Yeah, I think our main strategy was just to kind of just have him navigate where I was, and then we just drop while I visually look at it, so that way I could see if it twisted around and get where we needed to be.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was. The dark one was definitely the scariest one. We actually got twisted around. It took us for a joyride.
Yeah, we saw that. We didn't look like you guys died, but you definitely went for a ride. No. You got lofted.
Yes, that's a great way to end the tournament. Yep.
And there you go, folks. That is going to do it for us tonight. The 2024 Twisted Championship has come to an end. We did not have a tie. No sudden death needed. It took that extra person on the Ice Cream Chasers to get the win. Thank you all so much. And that'll do it for us here for the Twisted 2024 Championship.